Hey guys, it's Chelsea and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation. I mentioned this in a Talk Tuesday talking about my bad Sephora experience and how I ended up having to do a return for this foundation, and I absolutely love it. And I want to start off by just doing a demo so you can see what it looks like on my face, and then later just telling you guys more about the product. So let's start with the demo. This is what the bottle looks like. Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo, and mine is in the color Light 44. And I was color matched to this color. I will say a con that you can kind of see right off the bat is when you do like pump it, some not like you can't get all the foundation, so some stays in there and it then gets all over shit. It's kind of a con. This did come with a little thing on top, but it was like a little plastic piece, so I kind of threw it away and didn't really think that I would need it. I don't know if it's necessarily for that purpose as like a permanent thing or just for the packaging, but I have moisturized and primed my skin. Not saying that this foundation necessarily needs that, but for me it's a step that I take with all my foundations because definitely the moisturizing, I don't prime every day, but I'm actually gonna go start my new job today, so I definitely need I need it to stay, need my makeup to stay put all day. I do have some active pimples as well. Not caring too much about that because today is just more of a training day. I'm not gonna be working with people, so you know, whatever. So just want you guys to kind of see what it's like applying. I do not own a beauty blender or anything, so the only way I've applied it is with a little flat top foundation brush. I do think it applies very well with this method. The lady in the store used the Sephora little foundation brush that's pretty popular, and it applied really well with that. I would assume it would apply well with anything though, because it's very creamy. Oh my god, my chihuahua will not shut up. Both my dogs keep barking at I don't even know what, and it's really irritating me right now. So part of the reason why I moved out when I went to college, because I was so over them. Okay, so for some reason I just cleaned my brush today. I don't know if that has to do with it, but it's not blending as well as it usually does. It is a full coverage foundation, and I can usually always attest to that, but for some reason today it is leaving a little bit exposed. I'm going to do one tiny pump because this is a very thick foundation, and just one little tiny squirt because I don't want any of this acne showing. So we have 2 layers in the area where I am breaking out, and I'm gonna get in some better lighting so you can see it better. So now I hope you guys can see it just a little bit better. This is in natural lighting. It definitely needs to be set with powder. It's kind of not necessarily wet, but not matte until you do so. I must have itched or something. But that's what it looks like so far. I just need to blend it in a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm back in some better lighting. I know that lighting definitely wasn't the best for displaying a foundation, but I don't know, it was all I had. Anyway, I'm a little frustrated because this is probably the one day where my foundation hasn't looked as good as it usually does. Of course, the day I decide to film, but I do want to talk about it. So this is the box that it comes in. It says create the perfect canvas on the side. That was my phone. And yeah, and like I said, I was the shade Light 44, and I'm glad someone matched me because I definitely don't think this color is a good depiction of what it actually looks like. Anyway, so I've been using this foundation since before I filmed that video where I talked about this Sephora thing, so it hasn't been that long, but it's definitely been long enough, like on a daily basis, using it, testing it, and seeing how it works. So like I said, this is it, and it has a pump, and like I was also saying in there, the one downside to the pump, and probably the downside to the whole foundation, is the fact that there is always still foundation stuck in there, and therefore when you put it in your makeup bag, it does get everywhere. I could have easily cleaned this up before I made the video, but I wanted to keep it on there. I will clean it up after this, but I wanted to keep it on there just so you guys can see the reality of the situation, and that there is a bit of a fault to this packaging, but I do love the pump. I feel like you get the maximum amount of your foundation, and like the pumps are like accurate. Like, you know, like some foundations that have a pump, you get way too much or way too little and you end up wasting or whatever. This gives you like the perfect amount. Like, I feel like I use about 2.5 pumps to do my whole face, and today I used a little more because I had to go back in and go over some pimples. But anyway, like the pumps work. Like, you get a good amount of product. I don't feel like, you know, my hand is clean slate, like I don't waste any product. It does wear for a long time. I will definitely say to set this one with powder. I know some people, I don't really know any of them personally, but I have seen people that don't set their foundations with powder, and I would definitely say, like you'll see in the footage from earlier, there was a bit of a shine to it, and I would definitely say it will turn greasy if you don't set it with a powder. It's just one of those foundations that's just too wet to let it not be set with something, unless maybe you have extremely dry skin. I have no idea, but just coming from someone with oil, like combination oily skin, I would definitely recommend a powder. I did put my powder and my bronzer on so you can see the finish you get. It blends pretty well. I think there's a bit of a mismatch issue right now, but I think it's more my powder or my bronzer or something, or I'm not blending it in enough, because I didn't have that problem when I first got it and my skin tone has not changed. So I think maybe my powder is too dark for me now, like I'm getting really pale, or the bronzer I'm not blending in correctly, or the foundation I'm not blending in all the way like I was or something. I'm not sure, but there's a close-up. My makeup is, oh my god, I was so mad. I wanted to do nice makeup for the video, but at my job we're gonna be like unloading the truck and stuff, so I'm gonna look like an idiot having like all this makeup on and being like, oh, I'm here to freaking unload a truck, how are you? Anyway, so that is basically my review of the product. I think it is awesome. Coming from someone with oily skin, it is definitely matte. I do notice some grease, but it's not from the foundation nor induced by the foundation. And definitely by the end of the day, there is a little bit of grease, but it's all because of myself. And it is full coverage, you guys. I will say it is a little heavy. I have used the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, and that is a nice lightweight option if you want a lot of coverage. However, if you're okay with having kind of that makeup feeling on your face, it's not heavy or anything like it's like medium, we'll say. It's not too heavy, definitely not light, but in the middle as far as being able to feel like you do have foundation on. But that is because it is more full coverage than the Tarte foundation. The Tarte foundation is full coverage, but not in the sense of this one, as more of kind of like so full coverage, it's like airbrush looking. I really do. I love this foundation. It says 24-hour wear. I feel like that is completely attestable. It is $35, and which I think is a great price, because like the Too Faced one that I hated was $39. So, and I think below $40 is a great price. I know I paid for a Laura Mercier one that was like $45 once, and it was nothing special to me. But this one is definitely a great find, a great, if you're like, it's great for the everyday person who does makeup. I think it's great for makeup artists, because definitely you won't have to use as much concealer or anything. You know, like I have acne, I have acne spots, and this works amazingly. It comes off great. You know, for something that's such full coverage, you think it'd be really hard to get off, but it comes off with like a wipe of a makeup wipe. It's no problem at all. I will say, if you use cleansing waters, you'll probably use a pad or two more than usual, because it is kind of thick. I noticed with my Neutrogena wipes, it's one swipe just like any other foundation, but it does, like, you can see the thickness of it when you take it off, and like your whole thing is like full of makeup. And I do have like a micellar cleansing water, and I did notice that I had to use like a pad or two more because this foundation is sort of thick and it took up a lot of the cotton round, but no biggie at all. But anyway, so I would definitely recommend this foundation. You could pick it up at Sephora. I don't know about if Ulta carries Kat Von D. I think Kat Von D is just at Sephora. I don't know. But really loving this line. I think Kat Von D has some amazing makeup. I'm really interested in trying out more of her line. I've heard nothing about good things. I've heard nothing but good things about her lipsticks and just everything in general. I'm definitely going to invest in a new powder soon, but this has definitely become a staple in my makeup collection. I think it's awesome. I think it's affordable. You know, it's a bit higher end than drugstore, but it's one of those things where it is a little bit more expensive, but that price is very reasonable for the quality and everything that you're getting. It has a bit of a scent to it. I have had my boyfriend, like one of the few people that actually gets that close to me, say that it smells a little bit, but it's something that just kind of wears off. And it's definitely like, I'm very sensitive to scents, and that hasn't been an issue for me at all. Like I can't smell it right now. I definitely think your like when you put on your powder and such, it wipes that kind of away. So anyway, I really do enjoy this product. Oh my gosh, you guys, like I'm so happy that I ended up taking that Too Faced one back. I hated it, and it was really nice finding something that I loved. So yeah, definitely head to Sephora, make sure someone matches you, because there's a big color range in the Kat Von D, and it's like phenomenal. So I would definitely say to make sure your color match so you can get 100% the perfect color for you. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or anything below. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time here on Life of Chelsea, and bye bye.